Pop the corks, baby. We just saw interest rates go under 6. Yes, we're going to go over that article as well as a couple other articles, including serious delinquencies. What's going on with that? And why is the unemployment so stubborn, even though everything we see in the media just highlight how everything is so bad? All today on Real Estate Daily. Welcome, everyone. My name is Troy, and every day we go over the latest news in real estate, mortgage, and the housing market. Now, before we jump into any of that, and before I'm going to give you the best 5 minutes of your day besides your coffee, maybe kissing your wife goodbye, let's go hit that subscribe button. Boom, boom, boom. All righty. Now, let's go jump into it. CNBC said late yesterday, mortgage rates dropped 5% range for the first time since September. Well, they were only there for in the 5% for just a few days in September, mostly if we even back it out to August and July. So now we're seeing them drop. As I discussed yesterday, we're seeing buyers come right back in the market. We're hopefully going to see the inventory loosen up. And I know that a lot of sellers out there that I've talked to have been really stubborn because they're not as confident that the government knows what they're doing, where they're going, what's actually happening. So they're kind of batting the hatch down. And if they're staying in the property that they're at, that means they have a steady mortgage rate as well as a steady mortgage loan that's going to be the same every single month. They're not going to go gamble out there. So hopefully we're going to see a little more people out there loosening up and saying, hey, let me sell, let me move, let me, get bigger houses, whatever they need to do, upgrade, downsize, whatever. All right, jump into the next one. Mortgage rates, here's another one from the housing wire. Hawkish Fed couldn't curb optimism and mortgage rates tumble. And again, we heard from the Fed, on Wednesday, 2 days ago, that they actually moved up rates 0.25 basis points, 25 basis points, as well as they said in the future they're going to do the same. But you know what? As I've always said it, the bond market's the one that really sets what's going on out there. And the bond market really feels, as well as the stock market and the crypto markets, they're front running the Fed. Front running the Fed means that they're actually thinking that the Fed is going to stop or pivot, one of the two, meaning they're not going to raise rates or they're going to go and have rates decline somewhere in the future, which would be this year. So they're already anticipating it, and that's why we're seeing all this optimism in the market. All right. So before we jump into the next article, do me a favor, hit that like button because you like rates under 6%, don't you? All right. So where are all these jobs coming from? Well, where's one of the biggest job creators is here in Riverside and San Bernardino County. It says the key to Inland Empire hiring spree is transportation and warehouse industries because it keeps growing out here. A lot of the industries don't want to go buy the tired, freeway tied up LA and Orange County land and their warehouses. They want to go move out to the Inland Empire, especially if they're going to San Diego. They have a 15 corridor. They want to go up to Vegas, 15 corridor. They want to go east. They can go down the 91 or the 10 into Las Vegas. It just makes more sense. If you already have a warehouse sitting in LA or Orange County, then let's go ahead and move out there. Now, in the last 10 years, what have we seen? We're just seeing explosion of warehouse tilt-ups going up. If you're going up and down the 15 from Fontana or San Bernardino all the way to San Diego, you see tilt-ups just go up off that 15 freeway more than I've ever seen. We have several different huge companies that are growing there. I know they just opened about 2 or 3 years ago not an Apple, what was the facility? Amazon. They opened one Amazon. I think they're opening a second Amazon warehouse out there, upper close to where the beginning of the journey up to the high desert. So those are all opening up. I'm seeing other warehouses and tilt-ups going up. They haven't really named what's going in there, but there's no way you're gonna buy land. You're gonna put on the foundation and then put the tilt-ups up without already having a business. So with that being said, we're seeing a lot of job creation in Riverside and San Bernardino counties. Yet I think we're seeing a lot. I think unemployment rates going up in LA County because it's such a train wreck. Next article, seriously, underwater mortgages are still below 3%. Guys, this is way under the average that we had in the last 10 years. We're just not seeing it. I think that with all the unemployment coming up, or the people that were laid off, it makes sense for them to sell their homes, right? Than to go ahead with all that equity, then to turn around and just, let me just live there until it gets foreclosed on. So with that being said, those might be where the inventory is coming from, not so much that these will turn into foreclosures. And I want to make that point clear, because I think a lot of people go, okay, everyone's losing their job, they're going to get foreclosed on. Let's be very honest here. A lot of those people, especially in those tech industry, got big severance checks to walk out the front door. I mean, even at Twitter, they gave them 3 months worth of salary in advance. So with that being said, if you were to plan it out, what would you do number one, you would say, okay, if I took 60 days, I could take 60 days of that money and I can go look for another, parallel move and get another job at that same rate. If I'm get lucky, I can make more money and get a bigger salary. But if I couldn't do it in 60 days, maybe then I would consider plan B, which would be sell my home, take those proceeds, and then figure out a plan. Do I move out of state? Do I find another area? Do I just go rent in my area, but now I have a nest egg after selling my property? Just some different plans that are out there. So we're just not going to see for 2023 any kind of wave of foreclosures, I don't think. On this channel, we go over foreclosures on a weekly basis. And if we noticed, they've been dropping ever since November. So November, they peaked out in the MLS here in Southern California at 224, 25. Last week, they were at 169. So we did see a fairly large drop, about a 20% drop, 15-20% drop in it. So I just don't see it happening right now. And I actually think that before we get into a serious foreclosure situation, we're going to see the federal government come in, just like they did during the sniffle moments in March 2020. Can't say the word, otherwise I get shadow banned in 2 seconds. In fact, we think that we are shadow banned. We are shadow banned. I can't say one word wrong, and then next the algorithm comes up and goes, next. All right, let's jump into rates. Boom, there it is. 30-year conventional went down 10 basis points to 5.98. Boom, that we saw a 30-year FHA went down over 11% to 5.94. Guys, this is fantastic. Buyers need to get out there and look for homes. If there's a surge of inventory, we're going to see a surge of sales. Then we won't see all these multiple offers and craziness that we saw 12 months ago. But I have a feeling that I think people are going to want to feel a little more comfortable before they start putting their homes on the market. And with that being said, I think inventory is going to be tight. I think we're going to see a little bounce here in the real estate market. Yeah, call me a homer because I'm a real estate agent myself, but this is what I see: boots on the streets, right? Boots on the walkways, boots everywhere. I'm not someone that's sitting in their catbird seat in a high rise, sitting back and picking and choosing what information I'm going to give you. And you know what? FUD sells, and I'm going to FUD it all the way and make everyone feel bad because it's going to get more click-throughs. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for joining me today. This has been a fantastic Friday. We're going to the first weekend of February coming up. You better get those hearts out, men and women, because we're looking at the next holiday being, drum roll please, Valentine's Day. So we're only a little over a week away from it. So get ready, guys. This is your reminder. Don't get shadow banned like us.